Welcome to Midnight Coffee with Faisal. It's Faisal on the air tonight, and I would like to wish you a very good evening to everyone. And time check now is 1 minute past midnight here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. For those who are just joining us, please shout out in the box as to where you are viewing us from. Yeah, and tonight we will be discussing a very interesting topic about another young talent that I have the privilege of working with or knowing, a good friend of mine. She will be introducing herself later during the show. But for those who are viewing this for the first time, my name is Faisal. I'm an independent management consultant and a business project management coach. Yeah, that help clients to implement solutions. Why I say business project management is that many times when I introduce myself as a project manager, people would have the perception that I come from a construction or a real estate development or even IT or even to a certain degree manufacturing industry. And they're not wrong actually, because project management started way back during the scientific management era. As the management theory evolves and it goes into scientific project management philosophies was brought into the picture. And project management is not new. It's been here for a very, very long time. It's just that it doesn't take the center stage within many organizations. However, as we know that the whole world was affected by the pandemic in 2019, 2020, so organizations are looking for ways and means to sustain their business operations. And during that period, a lot of companies, a lot of countries are actually locked down. So organizations or companies need to look for new revenue streams, yeah, new business model to remain afloat. Yeah, and project management, in a way, yeah, project management has given organization with a new way, a fresh look into how to manage the organization, because the business as usual or the normal operations is no longer viable at that point of time, because we are living at that point the new norm, and the new norm is the current norm that we are living. And project management do provide organization with more adaptive, more agile business operations or management model to manage the business, the new business model. Yeah. So basically, what we have this show is all about. It is about talking to ordinary people. Yeah, talking to ordinary people that are taking extraordinary actions, because every one of us goes through a lot of challenges in running projects. Yeah, especially project managers around the world, they are facing a lot of challenges and they have to take some extraordinary actions to be successful or to be where they are now. So it can be in a personal or it can be in a professional career. We took extraordinary actions for us to be where we are today. So with me tonight, I will have a very good friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, who also, took extraordinary actions in building her not only personal but also her professional career. Yeah. With that, later I will bring her on board and I will let her introduce herself. So let me bring her on board. Yeah. Hello, Nadirah. How are
Hi,
you?
Doc.
Thank you for willing to be with us tonight. Yeah, uh,
Thank you.
I hope you are comfortable at home because here in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, I think not only Kuala Lumpur, all over Malaysia, we are hit with heavy rain for the past 2 days,
Mhm.
and everywhere is flooded. And a lot
Yeah,
of cars stuck in traffic. And I'm glad to see that you're at home, comfortable. Yeah.
alhamdulillah.
Okay. All right. Nat.
Yes, yes.
Before we begin, there's some people that already like to say hi to you.
Oh, yeah. Hi.
Uh,
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, Zahira
Hi,
is saying,
Zahira.
hi
Hi, Wai.
Zahira, how are you?
Hi, Emily, Chris.
Thank
And
you,
then,
thank
yeah, there's
you.
Chris.
Thank you for being with us, Zahira. I'm happy that you are here.
Yeah.
I guess you are viewing this from London, or are you back in Kuala Lumpur for your winter break? Because she was in the 2 episode ago. She was in Newcastle
Yes.
upon Tyne, right? So I hope. I don't know whether she's in KL now, or because she did mention about coming back to Malaysia during the Christmas break, and next week is Christmas, and. And then we have Wai Ming Lee. Hi, Wai Ming. Congratulations on your recent graduation yesterday. So,
Congratulations.
yeah, Wai Ming, congratulations. Yeah. And Dr. Chris. Wow, Dr.
Oh,
Chris.
KL now. Zahira in KL now.
Uh, okay, Dr. Chris, greetings and thank you for being with us and congratulations and a very good, how shall I say, excellent valedictorian speech yesterday evening. And you make us proud as I was part of the coaching team or facilitating team. Congratulations, Dr. Chris. And then Zahira is in KL now. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes,
he's
let's meet up.
yeah,
Catch
let's
up
meet up.
soon.
Yeah, let's meet up. Let's meet up. And Wai Ming is saying thank you, and also Dr. Chris also saying thank you. All right. So these are some of the messages that is coming in very, very, very early of the show, and I'm happy that and one comment that I missed is that Dr. Chris was saying that indeed we need ordinary people taking extraordinary actions more. Yes, yes. In this world today, yeah, we need people take extraordinary action. I couldn't agree with you more on that. Thank you, Dr. Chris. And Wai Ming is saying looking forward for this session. Yeah, be prepared, Nadira.
Oh my.
All right, Nat, can you like introduce to the viewers who you are and then share with them some of your journey before we go into what the work that you are actually doing at this point of time.
Yes, okay.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Doc. Okay, first of all, thank you for inviting me in your show today. Alhamdulillah, I'm very honored to be in one of your guest list. Um, okay, I have been basically I know Doc Faisal since back in I think a few years back lah, when we are teaching in one of the university. Um, and yeah, I think if I was there for about 8 years to 9 years teaching, basic lecturing in interior architecture, and now leading a few projects, yeah, under Menara Tiong Sdn Bhd. So yeah, that is where we will talk about the projects I'm currently working on, which is the eco resort and agriculture part. Yeah.
Okay, okay. No, that means your background is interior architect.
Yes, my degree is in interior architecture, and my I took my master's in project management. So that is where both of my background, it goes along the way.
All right, so that means interior architect. Because before this, I have another interior architect. In fact,
Ah,
two interior architect that I have on this show earlier.
I see. Who is it?
One is Sima Sadiq.
I see.
She's an interior architect who took masters in project management,
Ah,
but then she goes off into event management.
I see. Okay.
Okay, now this is interesting part. And then I have another interior architect,
Uh-huh.
Inas Sadiq.
Oh, Inas, yes,
Inas,
yes.
the
I know
sister,
her.
right?
Yeah,
Inas
Inas.
Sadiq.
Yeah.
She's
Mm.
interior architect.
Yep, she
But
is.
then she go off into become an entrepreneur, but she goes into like furniture sort of things,
Right, right. But
Bohemian
still in
Rhapsody.
her area because furniture in interior
Yes,
architecture
correct,
is yeah,
correct, correct.
related.
But the beauty part is that she's from Baghdad, because last week I was having a session with her. She was in Baghdad and showing me the nice the real side of Baghdad. And then she
Uh-huh.
said that my company Bohemian Rhapsody was founded in Indonesia, so she's coming back to Indonesia.
Oh,
So I see that, these interior architects are making waves, yeah, all over the place. I have one who will go into event, one goes into being
yeah.
entrepreneur, but it's close, and now you are
Uh-huh.
another one. And we have Jacqueline, just to say hi, Dr. Faisal. Hi, Jacqueline. Congratulations. Jacqueline also graduated yesterday
I see.
for
Congratulations, Jacqueline.
second a dual award for Womburn College, UK. Right?
Ah,
Congratulations. And Wai Ming here is saying hi, Jacqueline, Tiang, Dr. Chris. Good to see you guys. I think they're looking forward today, because yesterday they were having good time, fun time, celebrating. Okay, coming back to you. Sorry, Nadira. Coming back to
okay.
you. You are interior architect, and
Mm.
then you are going into the what you call that project. You are now a project manager with a company, yeah, with
Yes.
the company. Can you tell us a little bit about your projects, and what are projects that you are in, because you talk about
Mm.
eco-tourism and agriculture.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's going to be a very interesting topic, I think. We
Mm-hmm.
talk about ecotourism and agriculture, because the whole world was badly affected, especially tourism
Yeah.
industry was
Yeah.
very badly
Yes.
affected, yeah,
Yes.
during this period.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
please, Nadira, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, it's a two for me coming from, coming from interior architecture is a whole different world comparing to agriculture and eco resort. So
Mhm.
basically, what I'm doing in the company is we are currently working on this project under eco resort, where it is actually located near Bentong. So I think it's about 45 minutes drive from KL.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
we figured out that the location itself is really good for eco resort. Since let's say if you want to get away from the busy life in KL, and you just drive 45 minutes away, and you will reach the destination. However, there's a few things that I would like to also share, on this project where, because um, like you said, because during the pandemic, a lot of things had happened, especially when because our site is we're talking about 13 acres of land that we are actually occupying, and it sits on a very hilly terrain. So it's very challenging. Yeah. However, yes, Pahang is blessed. Yeah, definitely, Pahang is blessed with the eco sanctuary. So if you are familiar in Bentong, definitely it's a good place for eco resort. And coming back to that, the whole idea of the project is to basically to preserve, to preserve the natural environment and its surroundings. So we wanted to create a resort where the visitors can actually swim by the river stream, and then with the fishes, and then surrounded by Malaysian flora and fauna, and also to educate about the ecosystem. So that was the whole idea about the project. So, but however, like I said, there's a few things that has to be considered during the process.
You want me
Where
to
that
play
is
the
where, yeah.
video? You want me
Huh?
to play back the video that you sent to me
Oh yes, yes, sure, sure, yeah.
on the
Thank
site?
you.
Eh? You're talking about the
Yeah, on
site.
the site, yes, on the site. So it's basically located on a very hilly top. Nice view, very prime view.
Okay.
Yeah, that is where yeah. Yes, that is basically the highest peak that we are at. Yeah, and you see, through the pictures, the topography is basically very, very steep. And also it is actually located by the river reserve in Pahang. that is where the advantage that we have, having the river around the what do you call it, the site. So that is where we wanted to capture every each of the components around the site. Yeah, but if you see back, when we were planning on the construction part, basically the team had to really pull out a few options on the infrastructure, because when it comes to eco resort, little interventions that you can do. So
Yeah.
it's very minimal that you can do. So we were trying to make sure that we preserve the basically the nature lah, around the site. But however, the consultant, that means the architect that we are working with, the MNE, the MNA, they really, really work, with us, even during the pandemic, because pandemic, we're talking about everything changes, everything from offline to online. So our schedule kind of delays and then lapse at the very beginning. Meetings can be done through online, but you still need to go to the site. But we are blessed because that time we had to travel using meeting letter, and our company got the meeting letter based on the first
Okay.
hit of pandemic. So basically we were lucky at that point. So we can still travel from our side, and then but however, when it comes to meetings, we have to go through meetings, but it's a very limited time that we have to discuss, especially when it comes to submissions and approvals from the authorities. So that kind of delay us from their reason, we call it their answers
Mhm.
and application, basically. And EIA, because it's an eco resort, yeah, eco project, so we have to submit through EIA, and the process to submit through EIA, it takes about 9 months without pandemic. So with pandemic, it delays, yeah, it delays more. So
Oh.
cost, it come in, yeah, more cost comes in, during that time. But so far we did handle it with very positive way, because that is where the agriculture part plays a role.
Okay, okay.
So because the whole idea too is actually to incorporate both the agriculture and the eco resort. So the agriculture is to basically create an activity around the eco resort. So that is where we are really focusing on right now, because it's
Okay.
actually half completed already, because we planted so many plants to enhance the place. And of course, honeybee, we are
Oh,
rearing
yeah.
honeybees. We are running because honeybees is basically part of the activity that's supposed to be around the resort.
Uh,
So we wanted to capture that as well. So I think um,
I have a
wearing bees, yeah.
I have a brief slideshow about the bees that you are talking about. So that means,
Uh-huh.
you you are doing an eco-friendly development,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And apart from doing the eco-friendly, and because you cannot disturb so much of the natural beauty and all
yes,
those things, so
yes. Uh-huh.
what you did is that you go into agriculture to supplement
Yes,
your
yes. To
ecotourism,
supplement,
yeah,
yeah.
and you go into honeybees or something like that, right?
Yeah, honeybees, because honeybees is basically we our company is actually um, um is the production of honey is supposed to be for our next project, because we have another planning where we have to produce a few tons of honey every year for the next project incoming, I mean, next coming project. So basically it benefits both. We wanted the honeybee to be part of the activity in eco resort, and also when it comes to the honey production is for the next project, in future.
Okay, okay.
We're
So
talking about in 2020, in next year, within a few weeks, I think. Yeah, within a few weeks. Yeah, we will start promoting what we are doing with the honey. So that's why we really need the bees to work hard to produce
okay,
to produce honey.
let us share with the viewers the some of
Yes.
images that you have sent across to me
Uh-huh.
regarding your the honeybee projects. Yeah, so
Yes.
maybe you can narrate from here for their benefit.
Yeah. Okay. This one, it reminds me. Okay. You basically, the site is full of, already full of flora and fauna. Yeah, I think the maintenance of fauna and flora there is very important. So we thought, it's already sufficient enough for the bees, but of course there's a challenge that we were facing in last August. Um, Basically, the honey, means we were facing a decreasing of honey in August, like in August around there. So we were thinking that probably, it's not enough. And that means the plants, the food, that means the food supply for the bees is not enough. That is why you see we plant corns, we plant sunflower, we plant more zinnias,
Uh-huh.
just to supply enough food for the bees.
Ah, okay.
Um, yeah, we're hoping that, by this month, they will increase again, because not all plants that honeybees will love, they do. So there will be selective plants they will, pollinate and all, especially when it comes to corn. That's
Uh-huh.
why because we start planting like one section of corn, which is sweet corn,
Uh-huh.
and we found out that, the bees really love it. So what we did was we took another quarter of the site, just to supply, just to produce more corn for the bees.
So you mean the honeybees they love the sweet corn. So
Yes,
this is the
that
image
is
of
if
this.
you see, yeah, if you see the
Uh,
bees, is actually collecting pollen.
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. It seems population of honeybees is directly yeah, that's right, Chris. So it
Oh,
is interesting. Okay, but however, when you there's a lot of things that, because we're talking about leading the team. So one side is the eco resort, which is,
uh-huh.
dealing with, basically I have the team, the team players.
Okay.
But when it comes to the agriculture part, I have to go down to the site and also work together with them, the horticulturists. So when I mentioned about, the decreasing of honey production, that is where I have to go back to the horticulturists and go and make them go back to the planting chart. So basically we have the planting chart. So so we have to actually progress from there and update the reports. Yeah. So if we are facing some difficulties there, that is where we have to improve them from there. So it differs. Sometimes it differs quite, a few on the planting chart.
In fact,
So
Dr. Chris here mentioned that
mm,
it seems that population of honeybees is directly proportional to the country economic growth and agriculture yield.
mm,
So I think that's maybe one of the reason why you are moving into
mm.
this area. Yeah.
Actually, and then when we are as we go and progress through the agriculture part, there's a lot of potential, like, what Chris mentioned. We found that this side of agriculture, there's a lot of potentials out there when it comes to, in terms of to the economic growth, right? So we are quite, we are very happy with it. And the plan in future, it builds up from the agriculture side, because eco resort is basically a whole different project,
Mm-hmm.
in terms of tourism. And then agriculture, you can do so much things with that, and to generate more income from there, not just by the bees but also from the planting, because corns, you're talking about sweet corns. So what we did was, after we harvest the sweet corn, and we start, supplying it to the suppliers, right, to generate more income on that. Yeah, that is me. That is me, yeah, with the suit there. However, in terms of handling bees, beekeeping, of course, I had to go for training before we start having it on our own site. I had to go through trainings, about 5-day trainings, just to get familiar and get used to handling bees, beekeeping lah. Um, well, I believe 5 days is not enough, because when you're talking about beekeeping, you have to be there 24 hours to monitor the bees. So That is where, then again, we have, if you see that we have our team there,
Uh-huh.
that is looking into the B section. The horticulture will look into the planting section. But for me, my schedule, I have to travel at least twice in a week to monitor, and report on the progress.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
So,
and then the training. Yeah, the training. Of
yeah.
course, the training takes place before we start. Having our own. Bringing to our own site lah.
Okay.
Basically.
Zahira
Mm.
was saying that it looks gorgeous, as we looking at the site just now, it looks so gorgeous that he thinks of retiring here. So, okay, now you got a potential client already for your arrangement. And Dr. Chris also saying here is that amazing. Can we sign up any membership for pre-launch?
Can, yeah, call me up. Call.
Yeah, yeah. You can follow Nadira on her
Yes.
FB or on her what you call that, on her
Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, so
Yes.
she's on Facebook and she's also
Yes.
on Instagram. You can
Yes.
DM her. So that you're able to sign up early sign up for
Yes.
before the pre-launch. But and then he will say that he's responded, sure, he will do. Okay. So yeah. And Wai Ming just now asked a question about can you share the details of the project, please? So I think we are going into the details of the project lah, sikit, yeah? And
Mm-hmm.
then Zahira second ask this question twice. How do you get started in this project?
Oh
So
my God. Okay. How do I ask myself also. Um, it like I said, it's a two different world comparing to interior design and also agriculture.
yeah,
Basically, everything changes. What the books change, the articles that I read changes. The yeah, everything that I refer now changes tremendously. But like I said, um, before I prepare myself, that is where training come in. Even for the bees, even we have trainings, but we have one consultant where we will ask for, we'll seek advice, because beekeeping is not easy. It's not just about 5 days training and then you are an expert in, on the site. No, but it, like I said, it goes, it's a progressive, what do you call that, activity, daily. And definitely you have to refer. So I had to engage one consultant where I can refer, if I'm facing any challenges and difficulties. So that is where he comes in. And I remember there's one point, coming back to Zaira's question there, I remember coming back to one point that this is during the training. I was telling myself, oh my God, what have I got myself into? So, but definitely there is no reason for me not to proceed, because responsibilities of leading this project is on my shoulders. So whatever change or whatever um, challenge that I have to go through, I have to you know to do it. um, so yes, not easy, not easy, but enjoying. So basically, if you put it in a way that you have to just enjoy every moment of it. And because when you go to the site, because when you're busy at the office, you get stressed up. So I think is a positive side of it when you get to go out to the site and then be surrounded by this all trees and natural environment, flora and fauna. So it gives you the calmness, back to your
yeah, yeah, I can
life.
bet. I mean,
Yes,
it's stressful in the office, and then when you
yes,
go up, drive out near
yes,
Bentong,
it does
there's a
help.
hilly
Hmm.
side, cooler weather,
Yeah.
and then less traffic, and then nice scenery. I think everybody
Mm.
will be distressed in that environment. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
Hmm.
so meaning to say that, okay, that is one part of the project. So that means when you took up this is what I'm getting at.
Hmm.
You are interior architect. Okay, and
Yes.
then you go into project management, of course. You have a master's in project management, and
Uh-huh.
then you go into this managing this eco tourism resort. Okay,
Yes.
that part I can still accept.
Relate. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really.
I
Yeah.
can still relate, right? Because you are architect, although interior architect or exterior architect, or I mean
Yes.
architect is an
Mm.
architect. That one I can still relate because you're looking at project managing the tourism resort. I mean, ecotourism resort.
Mm.
Then when
Mm.
you go into agriculture, beekeeping, then it caught me. What on
Yes.
earth is this lady is trying to do?
Yes.
And
Because I
I
because
think that's
because
why Zahira was also amazed.
yeah.
Like why? And then could you share the story how you get into this? I think Zahira, this one we have another session,
Yes.
another coffee session. That one will take 3 hours. I think 1 hour will not be enough.
Yes. There's a gap between those that I need to share with
Yeah.
Zahira nanti.
But what makes you move
Mm.
from that from where you are? I mean, you were in teaching in a
Mm.
local university, and then
Mm.
you go into the corporate world of project
Mm. Mm.
managing projects, and then now go into agriculture. What drive you actually, if you don't
Mm.
mind me asking?
Yeah. Basically, okay. I think when after I was in education for quite some time, right?
Mhm.
And at that time, I had my own company which is called Bric-a-Brac by Night.
Ah.
So yeah, so that time I was focusing basically after teaching, I was focusing on my own business, which is Bric-a-Brac by Night. So um, it went, yes, that thanks, Doc. Yeah, so that is actually there's those some of the home decor items was featured in Harper's Bazaar Malaysia in 2020, twice, yeah, one in May and one in, I can't remember, it was in April. Was it
Mhm.
in April? Yeah. So yes, if you see, I was actually surprised when okay, at the moment I started very small. It was actually it's a home based business because I wanted to venture, I mean, into having my own business in interior.
Mhm.
So and when I start, doing this through online, um, Harper's Bazaar called me up, and then they said they are interested in having and in featuring my one of my home decor items in their magazine. So um, I was like, this is something that I never thought of as well. That that it will happen. So from there, my interest builds up, and then um, I was telling myself, like, it's actually okay for you to start doing something that you think that you thought that you cannot achieve, but once you start doing it, and then and then things comes in your way, and you found that there's so much opportunity out there that you discovered. um so from there, Bric-a-Brac was doing well, and there was in, I think, in 20 year July 2020. Yeah. I got offered from the company that I'm in right now, that I'm working with right now, offered me the position. So of course, I had to go back and think about it, which because it differs so much from what I'm doing. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, but I take the opportunity.
Take.
I was like, no, I'm gonna
Okay.
take it. Comes one. So I took it. So without delaying, that is where it happens. So when I was leading, the first word comes the eco resort, and then the agriculture. So when you are put in a situation that you are responsible to, like I said, to lead, that is where you just have to do it. Yeah. And take up
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. But
challenge.
yeah, I mean, it's very how shall I say? It's very impressive.
Mm.
From teaching, yeah,
Yeah.
from teaching, you become an entrepreneur because you
Yeah.
started
Mm.
Brick and Brick by Nat, right?
By night,
So
yes.
by Nat. So Bric-a-Brac by night. So you started your own company, and then you start doing this business,
Mm-hmm.
regardless whether how big or small. But you went
Yes.
into entrepreneur, being an
Yes.
entrepreneur, and
Mm-hmm.
then you go into from entrepreneur, you go into a how should I say, employment. That means you go
Mm-hmm.
and work in a company that employs you as a project manager,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
what drive actually, I, I'm, I'm
Definitely.
I'm trying to figure out what drive you actually.
Definitely, yes. The only reason for me to just to, like I said, without hesitation, I just say yes, to to the offer, because there's so much things going was there's so much things was going on at the same time, in terms of personal as well.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah, in terms of personal as well. So I was yeah, I was at the stage where I was thinking about my, because I have, oh sorry, I have two children. That means two girls with me. So that is basically my drive
Ah, okay, okay.
to move forward. Yeah.
I don't understand.
So yeah, like I said, a lot of not challenges in leading the project, but what drives me, like Doc, your question is because some personal reasons that push me
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
to, yeah, to do it. Hmm.
Okay, so you're doing it because of you're doing it because for the kids rather than
Yes, for the kids. Yeah,
alright.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Because yeah, like I said, there's so much going on and on the same time.
Okay.
So yes, I have to do it for my children. Mm.
No, but okay, since you have two kids, I mean they are still young because you are still
Mm-hmm,
young,
mm-hmm,
yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So that means what sort of things that you go through, what sort of challenges that you go through, not only at professional, where you talk about
mm-hmm.
handling two projects concurrently, because the
Yes.
way I see it is that you're managing the ecotourism
Uh-huh.
resort, and then you're
Yes.
also project managing the agriculture, and then you have kids
Yes.
at home. So
Yes.
uh, how do you go about, I mean,
Wow.
how do you go about doing it,
Yeah. Oh, that part, is okay, handling my own children is even tougher than handling real projects. So it's even tougher, honestly. So um but with the personal challenges that I'm facing, during that time, um having to work, because I work even from Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and then Saturdays I'm also working. So with a very tight schedule, and then like you said, kids at home, and then and of course being a mom and dad at one time
Mm,
is very challenging. It's not
mm,
easy, but definitely I can share with you, in this session where um well I've you know I've this is basically based on my what do you call that, experience. So
yeah.
it is actually okay to ask, for help, for instance, because with your tight schedule, you are not able to juggle everything on your own. So it is difficult. So it's okay for you to ask help, from your family members. So I'm blessed, I'm very blessed to have my parents still around, my sister and brother that really help out, in terms of taking care of the children when it's not going to be there'll be times that you need extra lending help, right? Not every day. So my family members really really help in that. So like I said, it's okay, you to ask a favor, to ask help, to reduce the burdens that you are.
Mhm.
Yeah, and number one, that is how I deal with the challenge of in my personal life and career.
Okay, okay.
And secondly is, if how do I say this? Because you are dealing with children, so you have a bit tight schedule, dealing with all that. You will, your you have lesser time, basically with your children. So um and things are very stressful when it comes
Mhm.
to work. So also here I would share that sometimes people get a bit skeptical, in seeking for therapy, because
Uh,
when you go and see a therapist, people will think of, oh, you are having this mental problem. No, actually, when you are facing difficult, I mean, you are facing challenges in life, a crisis, whatever, or a struggle. So it is actually okay for you to seek a therapist, just to let it out, and express what you are, facing at the moment. Because you just have to understand, in order for your children to be happy, you have to be happy. If you want your
mm,
children to be okay, you have to be okay.
I see.
So I believe in that, where there's so much things, right? Like I said, struggle. So when you put this, sorry, Zaira is asking questions.
No, but continue. I will pop out her question later.
Yeah, yeah, I was like, okay, Zaira is popping out question. So yeah, so you because you always assume things, that if I do this, what will people say? If I do that, what will people talk about, so you have to be able to cut everything that you are thinking negative about. So um that is part of the way that I handle. And yes, because I always believe in, above all, that means above all, that means the challenge that you are facing in terms of your career, in terms of your personal, you have to be the heroine or the hero in your life, not the victim. So if you treat yourself as the victim, it goes back to the eco resort, it goes back to the agriculture, it goes back to the children. you know um, do not be victimized by whatever challenges that you have. So you twisted it in a way that you have to be the hero or the heroine in your life. So that is what I believe.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
means you're trying to see, not say trying, you look at the positivity in the negativity. That
Yes,
means whatever
yes.
that is
Mm.
happening, and
Yep.
and then you muted yourself from all those negative perceptions and all those things,
Yes.
because you have a clear purpose of what you want to do. At the
Correct.
end of the
Yeah.
day, I'm doing
Mhm.
this for myself and for my
Yes.
children. That sort of thing.
Yes.
That means you have
You just
a
have to stay
very,
focused.
yeah,
Mm.
focus on your purpose
Honestly,
and
yeah,
goals. Yes.
honestly, doc, there will be times that I break down. Yeah,
Uh,
because this is, you're talking about real people. They have,
yes, correct.
emotions. There'll be time that you break down. So that that is where it comes in. The idea of seeking help,
Mm.
asking a favor, because I was very timid. Not to say timid, but a bit reserved. Not timid, reserved in asking for help, because I thought, what, I'm not gonna disturb anybody. I'm not gonna, I don't want to burden them. But somehow you will not going to solve your problem, by
Mm.
keeping that way. So basically, this is actually an advice by someone really close to me. It's like, Nadira, I think you have to be able to say it out and ask for help if you need, because people will understand. But if they reject you, you don't have to feel bad about it. It's normal.
Mm.
Mm. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
that means,
okay. Actually, it's really okay for you to say it out. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, to seek for help. I mean,
To seek for help, yeah,
yeah.
to
I mean,
to advise, to go for
correct.
therapy.
Because the thing is, if you don't seek help, you don't know what is the situation that you are in,
Yes,
and you have to
yes.
reach out. And like what you said, I think through all these challenges that you face,
Yes.
you are no longer timid, I believe.
Timid. Very reserved. Yeah, reserved, not timid. Reserved.
So meaning, no, because when you want to manage projects, I mean, I've said in
Yeah.
many times, in a project
Mm,
manager, the worst, not say the worst, the most time and effort in any project manager,
mm,
80% of the time and effort in any project manager is
mm.
communicating with people,
Correct.
communicating with people.
Yes.
Talk.
Mm.
And if you are a shy person, a timid,
Yes,
a
yes.
reserved person,
Correct, correct.
then
Yeah.
you won't be able to go
Mm,
through, whether it's in personal
mm.
journey or whether it's a
Correct,
professional
Doc.
journey. You
Exactly.
have
With
to.
my personal life, that happens, it made me a person that I'm more confident.
Mhm.
That goes to the project that I'm leading right now. So if you are able to face personal challenges, because personal challenges is it's very tiring. It goes to emotionally, physically, or maybe mentally.
Yeah.
You get
Mm.
exhausted. So if you can deal with your personal, challenges, you are able, to handle, real work, situation.
No, my hats off to you, Nadirah. That means
Oh, thank you.
you're, I mean, you're taking all those life little lessons or life big
Mhm.
lessons,
Yes,
and then
yes,
make you stronger not only physically, but also mentally, emotionally,
yes,
and also
yes.
spiritually. Yeah. So it makes us
Correct. Yeah.
it builds a character, and these are the characters that we need to be
Mm-hmm,
successful, and
mm-hmm,
these
mm-hmm,
are the extraordinary actions that you are
mm-hmm.
taking, by to improve your personal and also your professional journey. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Let's
doc.
take a question from Zahira here. Have you always known that you will be an entrepreneur? And what would you advise to someone who is interested in being an entrepreneur? Ah, it's a very good question.
No, Zaira, I never known that I will be an entrepreneur. Until I involve, like I mentioned, I was involved in my own business, the Bric-a-Brac by Net. And when they start offering me, when they start, featuring my home decor in their magazine. So, that I was telling myself that, what, there's, like I said, there's potential there. It's just that you have to hit it more again. So, and after that, after Bric-a-Brac and by Nut, I start to do something else. I think if some of you follow my IG, I'm also promoting a one product, called Super Cute. Oh,
This
thanks,
one.
doc. Called Super Cute. Yeah,
Oh, you're
because
doing a lot of things, and
yeah, you just have to, yeah, you just have to go with it. Yeah, because sometimes, why I'm sharing this as well in this talk show. Basically, some people, because you are already comfortable with what you are, where you are. For instance, that you are working, from 9 to 6, for example. um but you are already at the comfort zone. So with what challenges, like I said, with the challenges that I was facing, it gives me the drive, and then to see all the opportunity around. And by having, this product with me, it helps to also, get some extra income from there, things like that. uh, I'm amazed at how many things you're
yeah,
doing
she's
at the
saying
same
that,
time.
I'm amazed at how many things you are doing at the same time.
Yeah,
Great
it's
job, Superwoman. But she likes your statement just now. I love that being the hero in your own life. It's very
Mhm,
beautiful message.
mhm.
Thank you, Zahira.
And you have to be brave, because some people, they are actually shy,
uh,
to be doing all these things. Actually, it's fine. Like I said, you just, throw out all the negative, side of it, and then thinking, and you just execute it, as how you want it. So the benefits goes to you
yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of
yeah.
the day. Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, these are some of the things that you are doing so many things, like what Zahira was pointing out.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing so many things at the same time, and sometimes we do all these things to keep our mind off certain things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Correct. So,
yeah, I mean, we have our own personal challenges or personal issue,
mm-hmm.
and the only way for us to transfer the energy from being a victim to being a what you call that? What's the term that you use? Don't see yourself as a victim of circumstances. You see yourself
Yes,
as
as a
something
hero
like
or heroine.
a
Yes.
hero, yeah. So
Yes.
seeing yourself as hero. So you transfer
Mhm.
those energy rather than sitting down and feel bad about the situation that
Yes.
we are
Yes.
that we are
Mm.
in, and then we start doing
Mhm.
something that that can help us not only to offload
Mm.
those things that is disturbing us, but also help us
Mm-mm.
to rebuild the confidence.
Confidence, yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
Mhm.
and 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 to a certain degree, I say that you are brave. You are very brave
Alhamdulillah.
to pursue all those areas. And I tell you, you're amazing. You're amazing, amazing, such amazing person, Nadira. And I
No,
I'm
no,
lost for
thank you.
words. Host is lost for words.
Fast forwards.
Okay, Nadia, I mean, we are coming to the end of our show already.
Oh, already? Okay, already, yeah? Oh, okay.
So, I mean, let's spend about 5 minutes. What you call that?
The drama
Uh,
triangle.
the drama triangle. Let's spend about 5 minutes. What you call that? What you call that? Uh, some key messages. I
Yeah,
pernah
key
lupa
message.
baca the messages.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
many messages, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, don't see
So
yourself as a victim of circumstances. Be the hero in your life, yeah.
yeah, don't see
Correct.
yourself as victim, but be a hero in your own life.
Mm,
Oh, very
mm,
pam, 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 pam. Thank you, Farah Faisal,
mm.
our regular, always here every
Yeah.
week.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah.
thank you. Maybe some key messages, last parting words
Mm,
before we end the show. Nat,
yeah.
over to you.
Okay. I think, yeah, so far, I did share, the key messages where you just have to focus, go back to your focus. Um, when you it's definitely because you will definitely face challenges. It's either minor or major. um but take it. You have to just take it positively. Of course, not like I said, normal breakdown, normal is definitely normal, but you have to go back and focus. And like I said, if you need to seek advice, or maybe to let it out, it is okay to go to any, because now we have a lot of organizations, right, that you
Mm-hmm.
can actually refer to. So, like, it is okay to go for therapy, not only for the one who's having mental disorder, whatever. But if you need to talk to someone, you can, because sometimes you don't feel like you want to talk to any of your family members. you
Mm,
just you just feel like you want to talk to somebody else, which
mm,
you don't need an advice, but you just want to just share your problem. So do that. It will help you. um, be confident. And like I said, be the hero in your life. Do not, please, that means do not, this is what I learned, do not be victimized by whatever that you are facing. Personal, for me, definitely personal. Work, career, whatever. So and goes back, if you have children, like I said, if you are facing problems, and you want your children to be happy, you have to be happy first, you have to be okay first.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So that's the key message.
Thank you, Nadira. It's just that before we part, I have one picture I wanted to ask you earlier, but I think we are
Mm.
so engrossed in a very great discussion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
From the bee, from the
yeah,
ecotourism,
yeah.
from, yeah.
There's one photo.
Oh my
How do
goodness.
you? I mean, how do you open up those beehive
Box. Oh yeah, yeah,
beehives
this was
without
also
any protective? I mean,
the tire, yeah.
yeah.
um that's the thing, okay, because what we have on site is basically sting is a sting bee, which is honeybee.
Uh-huh.
So you really have to, because when you handle the bee, that means you have to be really gentle, because when you start, like, what do you call that? Like pushing them away. They will start to be aggressive, because actually the bees are scared of us. So you have to just,
Oh,
yeah,
I
handle
see.
with gentle and care. So it is fine. Um, Comparing to stingless bee, which is, they call it kalulut. Yeah, kalulut
Okay.
is well known in Malaysia. They would prefer to rear kalulut, I mean stingless bee. But for our project, like I said, we have our plannings in future. We need a sting bee, which is the honey bee, for our next project. Um, and yes, during the training, I wouldn't even dare to go near the hive, but
I
but after
wouldn't
the
dare. I
training,
wouldn't dare to go.
I wouldn't even dare to go to the hive. But so far, yeah, so far, as you know, as you go through daily, with the bees, so it's actually okay. And oh, and basically that is an old design.
Uh-huh.
So as an interior design, we design a new hives. That means a new specs for the bees. It means a new home for the bees. So we have tried it out. with the bees, and they love it.
Uh-huh.
And so far, for now, we are handling about 20 hives at the moment on the site.
Okay.
20 hives, and then inshallah, if everything goes well, we will expand by 2022. Yeah, with
Ah.
more hives. Yeah. So if you want me to design your bee house, let me know. I can design for you, a really good one, with it's a better specs lah.
Oh, okay. A very hard selling, I guess. That's why the entrepreneurial spirit is coming out now. But before we go, Zahira has a message. She says a great sharing session, full
Oh,
of
thank you,
valuable messages.
Zaira.
Thank you,
Thank
Zahira,
you.
for staying up late because she's in Malaysia right now. If she's in UK, it
Yes, yeah,
will
I
be
need to catch up with
will be
her.
the evening. Yeah. But now she's in what you call that. Malaysia, so it's I think she's still having jet lag, I guess. But also, also a shout out to your dad, yeah, who is in Fiji, yeah, in Fiji right
Yes,
now.
yes. Yeah,
Your dad
I
is
hope
in
he's watching, but
Fiji. Yeah, I
mm-hmm.
hope he's watching.
Mm-hmm.
We thank you for your services because he's attached to the World Health Organization. Yeah,
Yes,
World
in
Health
Fiji, that's right.
Organization, and
Mm-hmm.
right now in Fiji, doing some work that is related to the health conditions in
Mm-hmm.
Fiji. I wish you well, and we wish you well. Yeah, we both of us, Nad and myself, wish you well. Stay safe at all times, and hopefully you enjoyed our show also. Because it's if we're talking about Fiji, it's almost 6 a.m. 6
Mm,
a.m. on
differences, yeah.
Sunday now. Yeah, I mean 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday because they are 5 to 6 hours ahead of time,
Yes,
ahead of
yes.
us. Okay, Nat.
Yes.
Thank you very much
Okay, Doc.
for your kind sharing.
Thank you, Doc.
It has
Yeah.
been a pleasure having you, and hopefully, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
will get you back in couple of months time when we
Inshallah,
go
yes.
into the
Thank
next
you.
season, and maybe
Thank
you
you.
can update us on the projects that you are working right
Projects,
now,
yeah. Yeah.
because I believe Dr. Chris, yeah, Dr. Chris wanted to know about pre-launch membership sign
Right,
up.
right.
And then Wai Ming is also interested to know about the details of this project. I guess
Yes,
Wai Ming
yes.
is also keen, and
Mm,
I think a lot of people are keen about the
mm,
ecotourism resort because I think
mm.
everybody now is looking for ways and means to get out from this jet lag.
Yeah,
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 just
definitely. Mm.
hang on in the lounge. Have your coffee, and I will connect with you again shortly. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much, Nat.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, here we go, viewers. Thank you for being with us, and it has been a very interesting journey. Yeah, a very interesting journey. And as I said, Nad and the rest of the guests, including me myself, we are just ordinary people. Yeah, we are just the ordinary people who try to make ends meet and trying to take care of whatever our commitments are. It can be family, it can be the children, it can be whatever the purpose and goals in life that we are in. And as a project manager and as a project manager, these are the characteristics, and I've said this many times to many project managers, even in my corporate training or even in my classes, uh, in managing projects, it's not about the technicalities. The technicalities is very easy. When you talk about time, cost, scheduling, it's very easy. But managing the people, because everything you talk about time, cost, scheduling, and all those things evolve around people. And managing people, you as a project manager has to lead. And when you talk about leading, you yourself has to be passionate. You have to be clear of your purpose. You have to be have a clear sense of direction, focus, so that you are able to do it. And for you to be able to discharge your project management or project manager role, or you are able to discharge your leadership role, you must be okay in terms of the inside. I mean the personal aspect. You have to be mentally strong, you have to be emotionally strong, you have to be physically strong or able, for you to able to take the project through. And it is not an easy task, and I've always said to project managers, if you're looking for a 9 to 5 job, As a project manager, you can forget about it. Don't waste your time, because project management is 24/7, and it demands the maximum out of you, because 80% to 90%, if not, yeah, 90% or 80% of your time and effort is focused on the communication, managing with the stakeholders, and all those things. So it's always about communicating with people. And for you to be able to do that, you have to be bold, you have to be brave, you have to have the audacity, you have to be confident, and all those characteristics of a project manager. Yeah. So with that, I would like to thank everyone, for those who are viewing this live show, and also for those who put comments in. Thank you for being with us at this hour of the morning. It's 1 a.m. here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And as I always say, please be vigilant about the surrounding. We have not won the COVID yet, and with all this new variant coming in, please follow the SOP that has been set by the government, and make sure that if we are uh, infected, we take necessary step to isolate ourselves and to seek treatment as soon as possible, so that we don't spread it further. Yeah. With that, next week we will be having a special edition, because I have received some messages about how do I go about doing all this live chat and all those things, and they have requested me to do a short briefing about learning and development, continuous learning, and all those things. So, since it's going to be on Christmas Eve, we will have a Christmas special. Next week we will have a Christmas special where I will talk about self-development and continuous learning. Yeah. And with that, thank you very much for viewing, and see you next week, same time on Midnight Coffee with Faisal. With that, stay safe and God bless.
Thank you, everyone.